Hello everyone, I am Twinkle Sharma, your online instructor. So today we will start with the EC2 sections of AWS, in which we create our first website in AWS. EC2 is one of the most popular service of AWS offering. It stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. This is the way to do infrastructure as a service. So it consists in the capability of first rendering the virtual machines, which is our EC2. Second, storing data on virtual drives, which is EBS, which we will cover later. Distributing load across machines, which is ELB. Scaling the services using an auto scaling group, ASG groups. All these things we will see in this course training. How to use EC2 in AWS is knowing EC2 is fundamental to understand how the cloud works. EC2 sizing and configurations. First option is our operating system, which is Linux, Windows, or Mac OS. Then we have how much compute powers and cores, which is CPUs. Right, compute resources. Then we have the how much random access memory, which is storage or a RAM. Then we have the how much storage space we can do, in which we have multiples, which are network attached to EBS and EFS, hardware EC2 instance store, network card with speeds of the card, public IP address. Then finally we going to handle the firewall rules, security group. Then we have the bootstrap one. Bootstrap, what is the bootstrap script? That is configured at the first launch of EC2 user data. You need to choose how much your virtual machine you can rent in AWS. First, EC2 user data. So, what it stands for? It is a possible to bootstrap our instance using EC2 user data script. Bootstrapping means launching a command. When a machine starts, that script is only run once at the instance first start. EC2 user data has very specific purpose, is used to automate boot tasks such as installing updates, installing software, downloading common files from the internet, anything you can think of. So it could be what you want. The more you add to your user data script, the more your instance has to do at boot time. Okay, so EC2 user data scripts runs with the root users. Then we have some EC2 instance types. What is the types of EC2 instances? First is our T general family, which is for the general purpose. Then we have the M balanced family, which is for the compute plus memory balance. Then we have the compute family or C family, which is highly compute performance. Then we have R memory family, which gives you a RAM intensive applications. I and D storage family, which gives you IOPS and a local storage with the highly performance. GPU family is machine learning and the graphics ones. HZU family is specialized needs. Then we have instance sizing and configuration. How you can choose the instance size. Factor is vCPUs, which is for the amount of processing power. RAM, memory needed for app and databases. Network bandwidth is data transfer per second. Storage, use EBS for persistence. Instance store for temp data. Then we have the workload type, web server, machine learning, databases, gaming, analytics. We will consider this. Then after this, we have the region availability. Not all instance types are available in all the regions. Some web servers may run on T3.micro, but high performance database might need the large storage, right? Then we have the EC2 configuration checklist, in which we have multiple AMI instance type, key pair, network VPC, subnet, security group, user data, storage EBS, IAM role, and tags. So we have multiple purpose for each of them. That AMI is for the operating system templates, right? Instance type for size and performance, key pair, secure SSH or RDP access. Security group controls inbound and outbound rules. User data, bootstrap instance at launch, storage EBS persistent storage. Best practices for this is use IAM roles instead of access keys. Restrict ports in security groups. Then we have to use user data for consistent setup. I have told you that what is the user data. User data has a purpose to use to automate boot tasks, right? Right, it is possible to bootstrap our instance using EC2 user data script, right? Then we have use auto scaling for highly availability. Then monitor with the CloudWatch. Take regular snapshots of EBS. Use lifecycle policies to stop unused instances. Then, in the next lecture, we will create the EC2 instance with EC2 user data to have a website's hands-on. Thank you for today. Bye-bye. Hope you will get this topic